Hi all, it's Miss McClung. We are on our last shape of geometry, so we are looking at triangular prisms. Triangular prisms on your formula sheet are the bottom left corner. So if you notice, the capital B, the base, is inside which shape? It's inside the triangle of the triangular prism. Not the sides, but the triangle that's either on the top or the bottom. So I need that to write in our notes. So above triangular prisms, I need you to make a note to yourself. The base is always the triangle. And I'm just going to draw a little triangle. So even though it looks like that it's not sitting on the triangle, the base is always the triangle. So for example, number 1 says to find the volume. The base, even though it's not on top or on the bottom, the base is this right triangle right here on the side. So just like we did with the pyramids, I want us to draw that right triangle, or that base, no matter what shape it is, over to the side and label it. So we have a 9, a 15, and 12 centimeters as the base. The volume formula is capital B times H. You guys remember that capital B is the area of the base, which before, when it was a rectangle or square, it was length times width. But now, since it's a triangle, we need to do 1/2 base times height, which is 1/2. The base is 12, and the height is 9. When we multiply that, half of 12 is 6. 6 times 9 is 54. So the area of the base in this case is 54. It's a little bit more work than we had to. Now here's the difference. Now we're talking about the height. I need you to draw an arrow from the letter H. This is the height of the whole shape. So looking at our picture, we have used in our picture, we've already used the 15, the 9, and the 12. Which other number have we not used for this triangular prism? Right, we have not used the 18. So the 18 is actually the height that we need for the final formula. So here's what's confusing. There's two heights. One height for the triangle, the base, and one height for the whole shape. This is for the whole shape, which is 18. So the volume equals 54 times 18, gives us a total of 972 centimeters. And since it's volume, we're filling it with cubes. So this is our final answer. Let's go down to number 2. Again, what did we say the base was? Even if it's not sitting on the base, what shape is the base? Good, so our base is this triangle right here. So we're going to draw that triangle and every number that we see with it over to the side. So I see that the bottom of that triangle is 4 centimeters, the height of that triangle is 3, and each of its sides are 5. It says to find the surface area. So the surface area is height times perimeter plus 2 bases. And the reason why it's 2 bases is because there's 2 triangles. There's one here in the front and one here in the back. So we need to do a little bit of work. So the height, remember, is not the height of the triangle. The height is the height of the whole shape. And looking at our picture, which number have we not used yet in our triangle? So we've used the 5, the 3, and the 4. So the height of the prism is this 15. So we're going to place that here for H, 15 centimeters. Perimeter, you guys remember from the last unit, is adding up all the sides. So looking at our base, our triangle, I'm going to add up the outside numbers. 5 plus 5 plus 4. Think to yourself, should I add the 3 or should I not add the 3? So for me, I know that perimeter is the outside numbers, so I'm not going to add the 3. So 5 plus 5 plus 4. So the perimeter is 5 plus 5 plus 4. So the perimeter is 14. So I'm going to place that here in my formula. Next, we need to do 2 times capital B, which is area. Remember, when it was a square, we did length times width. But since it's a triangle, we now have to use 1/2 base times height. So in order to do that, we're going to do area is 1/2 the base, which is the bottom of the triangle, which is 4, times the height of the triangle, which is 3. So the area, or capital B, half of 4 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So the area of the base is 6. So I'm going to use my order of operations. 15 times 14 is 210. 2 times 6 is 12. So my total surface area is going to be 222 centimeters. And since we're covering the surface area, we're covering it in squares. So it's centimeters squared. So on the back of this sheet, if you flip over, you have 6 problems to work on. The directions say to calculate the surface area for numbers 1 through 3 and calculate the volume for numbers 4 through 6. So here's what I expect. Next to every problem, we are going...
Please come to the front office. Isaiah Johnson, please come to the front office.
Oops, sorry about that. So for each problem, I do want to see that you're taking whichever triangle you see, which is the base, that needs to be rewritten over to the side so that you can do all your side work over here. So this would be 11, 16.3, and 12. So every triangle you see, I should see it drawn over to the side, and then your work for each problem. The answers to all 6 problems are up on the board so that as you're working, you can check them on your own. All right, get working.